Cougar here.
And Dew.
So today we're going to show you 3 ways to make s'mores. And our first way, you'll notice that we're outside in my backyard. We can't actually have a fire to make real s'mores this way because there is a burn ban in our county that we're in right now. But we're going to walk you through what you would need in order to make a traditional Girl Scout s'more. So the first thing you're going to need is you need to have a fire pit. And you would have your parents help you light your fire, unless you are an older Girl Scout and then your parents can stand by while you light your fire. You're going to need to have some kind of roasting stick. Dew and I each have one. You are going to need graham crackers. You're going to need some chocolate, and you're going to need some marshmallows. And the traditional way that you would make a Girl Scout s'more is you would put your marshmallow on your stick. We're just going to pretend that we're roasting them over the fire, and you would wait until the fire is mostly coals. You don't want it big, huge flames, right, Dew?
Yes, because then your marshmallow will be set on fire, and they're not as good that way.
So you would just roast your marshmallow, we're pretending, and this is now a nice golden brown.
You have to keep turning it so it's brown on all sides.
And then you will take your graham cracker, we'll just take one out, and you would break your graham cracker in half, have a piece of chocolate on there, and then very carefully you would sandwich your marshmallow and pull it off, and you would have your Girl Scout s'mores. So the second way that we're going to show you on how to make a Girl Scout s'more is using a little terracotta flower pot. And you can get bigger ones, and I think they make them smaller too, but we found that this size works pretty good. So what you're going to need is you're going to need your flower pot, and I'm going to hand that over to Dew. And you're going to need a piece of tin foil. And you'll notice that on the tin foil there's a shiny side and a dull side, and you're going to want the shiny side to be facing out and the dull side against the pot. So what we like to do is just kind of form it around our hand. I'm going to let Dew tuck that in. She's better at that than I am. And it just helps insulate the flower pot. And then we're going to set it down on a non-flammable surface. So I have these garden stones that are in my yard, so we set it on there. And then we have preheated some of the briquettes, and we're just going to set those inside our pot. So I'm going to set this down so I don't burn my fingers. And these are still smoking and kind of doing their thing, but I think they should be okay. So if you're starting from scratch and you just put your briquettes in there, make sure you put a little bit of paper or fire starter underneath that you've made to help ignite the briquettes, and then you'll light them on fire, and you'll wait until they get a little bit charcoaly so they're not big flames, much like when you do the campfire. And then you'll need some roasting sticks. And we're going to use the same ingredients because our ways that we're showing you all use the same ingredients. So we already have our graham crackers. We have a piece of chocolate on it. We have our marshmallows here. I'm going to give one to Dew. And I'm actually going to let her roast this. And you're just going to hold it over the briquettes until it is nice and toasty. And again, you don't want it to be on fire, but you want it to be a nice golden brown. And this may take a little bit depending on how far along your briquettes are. And ours are still kind of doing their thing, so it might take a few minutes. And you can use whatever type of chocolate you want. We're using the traditional milk chocolate, but you could use dark chocolate. You could use, you could probably use like peanut butter cups or something too. That might
Yeah.
make it a different one.
I have actually made them with Thin Mints before.
Oh, you could use Thin Mint cookies. Something to keep in mind for next year during cookie sales. I can see it starting to brown a little bit.
I'm going to turn it so that it gets warm all the way through. And when it starts to brown, I will want to brown it all over.
And this is kind of fun to do when you're with a friend, because then you can sit, you can tell stories, you can talk about things, hang out with your bestie, right, Dew?
Absolutely.
It's a good way to spend an afternoon.
It is.
So after you have it to the desired toastiness that you want, you are going to take your chocolate with your graham cracker and you're going to put it right on top, and then this is where having a friend comes in handy, and you're just going to squish it down, and then I'm going to pass this off to my bestie, and we'll get started on another one while she enjoys that one. Our final and third way on how to make s'mores is in the microwave. My microwave happens to be in my cupboard in my house, which is why Dew and I are sitting on the floor. So you're going to use the same ingredients that you used before. You're going to have your graham cracker, you're going to have your chocolate, and you're going to have your marshmallows. And how you want to put them together is entirely up to you. I like to do my graham cracker, my chocolate, and my marshmallow. And I'm not going to put the top on it yet. And we'll do one for Dew as well. Okay. And we're going to start small with the time, just until the marshmallows start to poof up and get kind of fat. So on my microwave, I'm going to start with 10 seconds because my microwave is at 100% power. And microwaves vary. And you'll want to keep an eye on them because if they start to poof up too much, you need to stop the microwave, otherwise you get marshmallows all over. And we're going to take a look at 10 seconds. They're starting to get a little bit poofy there. Let's take our top. Yep, I'm going to put it in for just a few more seconds. This time I'm going to do 5 seconds. Just to see. There. That's what I like to see. See how much poofier that is? So then we're going to take our tops and we're just going to squish it down on top, and you have your s'mores. Cheers. Cheers.